So by this point, we've all heard about the allegations against P. Diddy, the indictment, and the allegations of freak-offs. Well, anyone wondering, is this guy ever going to get out of jail, or is he going to spend the rest of his days in prison? Well, I'm about to give you a criminal defense attorney's perspective on P. Diddy and the federal indictment right now. Hi, I'm Daniel M. Rosenberg. I'm a criminal defense attorney and the founding partner of Rosenberg, Perry & Associates. And I went to high school in the 90s, loved 90s hip hop, and so I am following the P. Diddy story relatively closely, and people are asking, Dan, what's your thoughts and opinions? Well, I'll tell you right now, my thoughts and opinions are, he's So let's start with the first question of whether or not P. Diddy is going to be released pending his trial. The short answer is no. The longer answer is no way. And here's why. So the starting point in most criminal prosecutions in the federal system is that you are presumed to be released. So that is, you get arrested on charges, and the presumption is that you are released pending the outcome of your case. There are some cases that have a presumption of incarceration, which means that while you're waiting for your trial, the presumption is that you stay in. P. Diddy's allegations are so significant that his presumption is that he remain. His lawyers did an absolutely phenomenal job in putting together a bail package that would allow him to be released and give the government assurances that he's not going to flee, he's not going to tamper with witnesses, he's going to participate in his trial without issues. And they lost. And then they appealed that, and they lost. And then they appealed that, and they lost again. And I got news for you. They're going to keep fighting, and they're going to keep losing, because these allegations are so significant, and there's also allegations of witness tampering, destruction of evidence. So for all of these reasons, P. Diddy's not getting out. All right, so now that you know that P. Diddy is not going to get released, what's the evidence against P. Diddy? Well, there's going to be witness testimony, but there's also going to be digital evidence. That digital evidence being video surveillance, audio recordings, video recordings. Well, how do we know that? Well, we know because when they raided his homes in Los Angeles and in Miami, what we've been told is they seized 96 electronic devices. And what the government represented in court is that 8 of those devices have approximately 90 terabytes of data on them. That is a ton of information. So I'm going to come to the reasonable conclusion that they've got a lot of information about what happened inside of P. Diddy's house. Why? Because they got all this digital evidence from inside P. Diddy's house. So outside of digital evidence, the government also seized what is now somewhat legend, and that is over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant. So that is going to be used to suggest that, hey, what all of these people are saying happened to me when I went to these freak-off shows, I was forced to do all of these horrible things while I was being videotaped, I was required to use personal lubricant and baby oil. We found all this stuff in his house. Doesn't that suggest that this actually happened? So the physical evidence is also going to be utilized. And there's also allegations that P. Diddy was providing drugs to his victims unknowingly. There's been allegations that he spiked champagne, and there's also allegations that the baby oil that was seized from his house has drugs in it, GHB. And if that's true, it would certainly suggest that he was drugging people in order to get them to do what he wanted them to do. So aside from the digital evidence, aside from the physical evidence, what other evidence do we have? Testimonial evidence. And what is currently set forth in the indictment is really the allegations of one victim, and that is Cassie Ventura. That is the longtime girlfriend of P. Diddy. And the allegations in the indictment mirror the allegations that she made in her civil complaint against him in November of 2023. So it's pretty clear from the indictment that they're leveling these charges against P. Diddy based on the testimony of one victim. I have no idea how many there are, but there's over 100 civil lawsuits that have been filed. So technically, I think and here's why. When they raided his homes, they seized 3 AR-15 assault rifles with defaced serial numbers. That is not only a federal crime, that is mandatory prison. If any one of us gets our houses raided and they find just one of those, you are absolutely being charged with that, and they're absolutely guaranteeing that you are going to prison with that conviction. He hasn't even been charged with that. That's not even on the radar of things that the government is looking to charge him with. Right now, they have 96 different devices with at least 90 plus terabytes worth of data. They have Cassie Ventura willing to come forward. They have an ocean of victims. And the question of whether or not P. Diddy is going to accept a plea, the answer is absolutely not. No way, no shape, no how. There is nothing the government can offer him that is worth taking. Whatever they offer is going to be mandatory prison time, and it is going to require that he admit to all these things that he did, and they're going to make him admit to not only this, but multiple other things, which there's no way in hell he's ever going to do. So he essentially has no choice but to go to trial and fight this out. And with the evidence that appears to be mounting against him, I do not see a viable avenue to him beating these charges and ever spending a day outside of prison again. But I could be wrong. So if you or somebody you know has been charged with a crime in the state of New Jersey, please contact our office. We'll take the time we need to assess your situation and give you blunt and candid advice. And if you like the contents of this video, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if there's a topic you'd like to learn more about, please contact our office or leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. We are criminal trial attorneys. We have your back. That's what we do.